so proudly we hail, and the twilight lies gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fights. Oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets trembling, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land under the fray, and the home of the brave. Because we are the brave. Yes, we are the brave. We'll fight here in the name of the brave. We are the US of A. For those unaware, that flag is still there. It's our future to save. This land of the brave, the US of A. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, in the home of the
What's going on, guys? Hey, Repeat back with you, and it's another Sunday night. That means it's time for the Cue Your Way In. Turn down for what iRacing Truck Series tonight, live from Charlotte Motor Speedway. And what a great race this is going to be. Dave May already out there in the land of YouTube saying, good luck, everyone. Just leaving Sonoma. Dave, I'm sure you had one hell of a time watching Kyle Larson go on through, grab that W, showing that them taking those points from him last week after not making the 600 meant almost nothing. He's already gaining points back. But everybody else, welcome aboard. Again, 76-degree air temp and a nice, cool, calm, and collected What are we looking at here for track temp? I don't actually see here. That's interesting. All right, let's get that. Let's get down and dirty, find out what's going on here with qualifying, as some of the guys are already getting out there on track. So let's go ahead and open her up. All right, let's bring up your scoring pylon. That way you can see who is where and who's going to time in on the fastest times. Brian Pizzakemi's out there, Austin Collins, Zach Gruber. In fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and bring up Austin Collins in this number 74 Toyota TRD machine. Austin always very, very fast. You know he's going to try to get it done yet again. Really getting down low and fast coming through the tri-oval. And again, this is a qualify or go home. And I believe just before qualifying kicked off, I believe there were 45 truckers attempting to qualify, which means 2 would go home. So right now, Doug King and Chris Murphy, a couple that have not yet put down laps, they have a possibility of going home, but I would kind of doubt it. As Tom Harmon in his Avril Lavigne number 68 goes to the top of the boards in his Chevrolet. Chase McGuire right underneath. Fastest pole time so far, 29.71, put down by this Chevy. James Shainwolf also out here in his 01 Ford F-150 as he's going to go ahead and bring it on down. How about Andrew Chapman, one of the guys that was definitely fastest in practice in this number 25 Toyota Hokies machine, as he comes off 4, comes through the tri-oval. Let's see where he slots in. I'm going to guess it's going to be pretty quick. Right now, about P number 7. How about Zach Gruber? It looks like his time is done, sitting about 17th. How about Mike Allen in his number 29 UniFirst machine, getting a little sideways off of turn number 2 down the backstretch, up high in 3, trying to get that thing pointed down towards the white and blue line. Not able to get all the way down, but off of 4, again, got to cut it through the tri-oval. Will he make time? Let's see. And looks like his 29 so far will be 27th fastest, so Mr. Lane will race. Anthony Lane looks like he is done. How about Brad Slagle down here? Looks like he is complete with his also. How about Charlie Mosley Jr. back here now going into 3 in his Valvoline machine? Looks very much like the paint scheme that Kyle Larson ran and raced with today at Sonoma. Off of turn 4 through the tri-oval underneath the flag stand, and Charlie Mosley is going to clock in 41st. How about Chris Murphy out here in his number 7 Ford F-150? Off of 2 down the backstretch. You can keep up with your favorite driver there through the scoring pylon. Off of turns 3 and 4, trying to keep that thing wound up through the tri-oval under the start stripe. And Chris Murphy's 42nd. How about Jim Duda now in his 053 Toyota TRD machine? So far looking pretty fast, getting it down, wash out way up to the wall through the tri-oval, and as he comes across the start stripe, usually the Dudas are pretty quick, he's going to lock in 41st. Chris Murphy, who talked about him just a moment ago, this is his 2nd lap coming to the stripe. And let's see where he sets. Still 43rd. Oh, no, actually, that moved him up to 35th, so Chris Murphy will race. How about Anthony Lane? Nope, he's still sitting there on track. The 053 back with Jim Duda, right now sitting 42nd. All right, and let's see where Jim Duda actually puts it up to P12, so great 2nd lap for Mr. Duda. How about Mike Miller now in this number 5? Mike is usually very, very fast anywhere he goes. Bobby Hillkill says, Repeat, what's up, man? I'm going to need you to come commentate some Wreckfest. All right, why not? All right, so Q is in the books, and it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, I saw Evan Knopp grab the pole, so Knopp and Harmon are going to start off on the front row. All right, let's go ahead and empty this out. Let's go ahead and bring up your grid as we get ready to start the race here. So humbly called the Repeat 135, thanks to the one and only Mike Papa Bear Campbell here in the NAV race, the Network Alliance for Veterans. And guys and girls, we got a very, very special guest in the team comms tonight, talking about the one and only Lieutenant Colonel retired Cecil Ross of our United States Army. We're going to go ahead and talk to him here in just a little while. But how about we go through that field? Like I mentioned, Evan Knopp, he's going to go ahead and start P1. Tom Harmon, too, is outside in that Avril Lavigne number 68. The 53 of Jared Duda is going to start P3 with John Osborne to his outside. Ed McMuffin Robertson in that 64. P5 was James Shanewolf, old snag in the 01, sitting P6. P7 is going to be Kyle Taub in the 16 with Andrew Chapman sitting P8. P9 is going to be Nate Lehman in the 14 with Chase McGuire to round out the top 10. Top 12 is going to be Cole Snyder with Jim Duda to his outside. Brian Pizzakemi and Austin Collins, they're going to roll up, start side by side for row number 7. Row 8, P15 is going to be Jordan Anderson in the 30 with Dylan Chappell Sr. in the 99 16th. Row 9 looks like Brandon Groover in the 55 with Giovanni Klein to his outside in 18th in that 84. Kenny Lind in the 57 is going to start 19th with Zach Groover in the 20 starting 20th. Have to see if those 20s come in hand for him. All right, then we got Byron Jones in that Jones Paint and Designs number 19 starting 21st with John Doc Holliday in the 46 starting double deuce. 23rd is going to be Justin Burden in the 51 with Josh Arnold in his double deuce starting 24th. 25th looks like it's going to be Mike Carter in the 98 with Dale Rapp, Old Gray and In the Way in that 52 starting 26. 27th is going to be Claire Murphy in the deuce with Elric George in the 40 starting 28th. 29th is going to be Charlie Mosley Jr. in the 89 with Mike Campbell Jr., old Papa Bear himself, in the 71 to round out row 15. Row 16 looks like Matt Boone in that 6th. 31st, 32nd is going to be Mike Allen in the 29. Jake Millsap in the 10, 33rd with Mike LeBlanc in the 41, 34th. 35th is going to be Doug King in the 87 with Chris Murphy to his outside. And to show you the rest of the field, Robert Amaral, Brad Rivers, Chris Weaver, Davey Weaver, Tyler Brynock, Anthony Lane, and Brad Slagle. I believe those that did not qualify is going to be John Hughes, Mike Miller, and the one and only Jeff No. All right, so let's get down here with these guys as we're going to get ready to set them loose right quick. Lights atop the pace truck are off. Let's go ahead and clear your grid. Let's go ahead and bring up your scoring pylon. Let's get ready to roll. All right, Barney's got the green flag up. Not going to go green this time, so they decide they're going to have one more lap of caution. So Flagman's going to go ahead and keep the green up, but the lights up top of the pace truck are back on. Maybe not everybody got a chance to grid, not 100% sure, but we're going to run one extra lap. Boat Queen, Double Deuce, if you're here, thank you very much for the follow. Definitely appreciate you in the land of Twitch. Bobby Hill Kill says, who do you favor to win this one, Repeat? I tell you what, Bobby, it's going to be a tight race. If I had to pick just one person, I'd have to go with a guy that is bad fast everywhere we go. He knows how to save tire, and he knows how to save gas. And it would be the one and only Tom Harmon sitting second outside of that 63. But you know what? Evan Knopp, he's hungry. I've talked about this guy time and time again. Last season, I told him there's only so many times you can show up runner-up before that win comes your way. I think he gets it done again tonight. It's very, very possible. There's a lot of really fast guys in here. I mean, the Dudas are always very fast. James Shanewolf, you can't overlook him at all. Andrew Chapman, he was very, very fast in the. He was very, very fast in practice. Yeah, that's the Avril Lavigne truck on the outside. Absolutely. All right, so one more time, let's go ahead and bring up your track map so you know where these guys are standing as well. And let's get back to our starter cam. Green flag is still up. We're going to get ready to go racing here in the, again, humbly named Repeat 135, completely presented by the Network Alliance for Veterans. Green flag, let's go.
All right, man, caution.
Caution's going to already fly before turn number 1. Not exactly sure what happened right there. I'm not even getting a notification for it as of yet. so I am not sure. And I didn't see anybody spinning in the back, so that's it's actually really, really strange. Yeah, there's the 83. He looks in pretty good shape. Davey Weaver back there. Tyler Brynock's back there. The 83, like I said, Anthony Lane. And he's the last truck. None of these trucks look damaged, so yeah, I'm not 100% sure what this caution is for. Maybe we can pull our race admin up to the booth and maybe get a quick idea as to what this is about. Justin, it's Repeat up in the booth, buddy. You got a quick copy on this caution?
Yes, I do.
What's going on here, sir?
It was just a big checkup, and there was a spin in the back.
Ah, okay. It must have been so slight. I didn't even get a replay for it. So definitely appreciate your insight and everything that you do up in that tower, sir. We'll talk to you again a little bit later on, maybe.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go ahead and get old Justin Anscock back on up to that tower, keeping an eye on these guys as they get rolling. And again, big thank you to the one and only Cecil Ross for the Network Alliance for Veterans for sponsoring the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series, including this evening here for the Repeat 135 from Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Beast of the Southeast. And man, what a great race this is going to be, even with a little bit of a spin in the beginning. If you want to keep up with everything going on at the Network Alliance for Veterans, I'm actually going to go ahead and post their website in the chat right now. Make sure you go on over. If you are a veteran in the greater Indiana area, whether in Indiana or any of the outside surrounding states, Lieutenant Colonel Cecil Ross, he's trying to get his more in depth with everything that he does. I mean, last week there was Leon's Heroes, which is basically a whole bunch of veterans and non-veterans that got together for a great race. There's their Hero Care program. But again, if you want to find out more about the Network Alliance for Veterans, here's their website. I'm posting it into YouTube and to Twitch. Again, networkallianceforveterans.com. Go on over and check them out. And if you want to know about the programs that Colonel Ross has to offer directly, here is his email address. That's right. That's how dedicated he is. Going to go ahead and offer up his cfrossnav@yahoo.com email address. That way you can get a hold of Colonel Ross whenever you may need him. Whether let's say you're newly departed from the service and you need some kind of a program to help you get your resume together. Maybe you need, maybe you're not the best interviewer or interviewee. Maybe you kind of struggle a little bit with that. You're used to having that camaraderie in the service. You don't have to worry about putting a resume together and doing all that. That'll relies on your EPR and your OPRs, your enlistment performance reviews, or your officer performance reviews. There's so many changes between military life and the civilian life. If you're having any questions, if you need any help whatsoever, if you find yourself on a park bench in the middle of the night rather than at a home, maybe you need shelter, maybe you need something, please, you're not alone. There are millions of veterans around the country that have programs designed just for you. Please make sure you reach out. Again, networkallianceforveterans.com or cfrossnav@yahoo.com. And a big thank you to the one and only Cecil Ross for everything that he does for our veterans right around the heartland and surrounding states. All right, so let's get back on up. Not going to pull anybody because we're going back racing. Let's get on back up. Green flags are ready displayed. Barney's ready to set them free. So are we. Let's go. All right, coming to complete lap 1 is going to be Evan Knopp in that number 63 Toyota TRD machine. He's got the 53 and Jared Duda right behind. James Shanewolf right now running P number 3. Let's go ahead and bring up some more information. That way y'all can see exactly what's going on. We got the scoring pylon up. Let's take a look at some lap times as well as some driver info to see where everybody's at as far as lap times, what their speeds are, whether they're being run down or what the case may be. And let's go with it right now as Evan Knopp on lap number 7 runs, or lap 6, last lap, ran the fastest lap of the race. There you see Jared Duda, Evan Knopp, and James Shanewolf in that little bit of a graphic. And you can see both Duda and Shanewolf were faster than Knopp, but yet Knopp showed the fastest time last lap with a 29.9. So that means that these guys are absolutely trying to run them down, all nose to tail right now. And Knopp again with the fastest lap, posting a 29.86. There you see it in purple for lap number 7. So that's 63. Very, very hard on the throttle. Wants to try to pull away as quick as he can. Jared Duda, James Shanewolf, Ed Robertson, Tom Harmon round out your top 5. All right, these guys getting a pretty single file for quite a bit here. What do you say we pop back just a little and see if we can find some more great side-by-side action? How about Nate Lehman there in the 15, right behind him, though, a little bit of double wide. You got the 053 of Jim Duda and Cole Snyder in that 24. They're side-by-side coming off of turns 1 and 2. Now down the backstretch also. Behind them, you see Giovanni Klein in that 84. He just had the 99 to his outside. 99 is going to be able to keep that thing just a little bit more wound up. Come off the corner, keep it off the wall, keep it pointed in the right direction. How about Brandon Groover and Jordan Anderson just behind them? There's the 30 right now. Jordan Anderson down 1 spot since qualifying, sitting P16. Brandon Groover right ahead. Brandon Groover now takes the spot. How about Kenny Lind, Austin Collins, Brian Pinzakemi, and Byron Jones? Byron Jones in that Jones P&D, looks like Chevy Silverado, kind of trailing this little bit of a mid-pack, if you will. But yeah, this is for 17th, 18th, 19th, and 20th. John Doc Holliday, he's leading the next group in that number 46. Right behind him, you see the 98 of Mike Carter. Mike LeBlanc a little bit further back there as well. And then, of course, you just saw Elric George in that number 40, really rolling that high side. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to do a little bit of a crank it up session here. We're going to take a look at the weather as well and find out what we're looking at as far as track temp, air temp, and all that. And then after that, we're going to go ahead and bring in Lieutenant Colonel Ross, Lieutenant Colonel Cecil Ross of our United States Army, retired and working for veterans around the country. All right, so let's take a look at that weather. Like I said, looks like we've got 81-degree track temp, 75-degree air temp. So everything nice, cool, calm, and collected around this place. And what a race it has been so far. One quick caution for a quick spin going into turn 1, lap 1. Other than that, these boys absolutely dueling it out each and every lap. So let's go on back up to our leading pack. Now Ed Robertson and Evan Knopp. Evan Knopp still leading, but Ed Robertson able to take over P2. And it looks like James Shanewolf, Andrew Chapman, and Jared Duda. Tom Harmon back there in his Avril Lavigne number 68. Let's start with the man. Go through the field. If you got a good set of Bluetooth, or if you got a sound bar, good sounding TV, whatever it is, go ahead and crank it up. Let's go for a few laps, show you some sights and sounds, a few camera angles as well. Let's go. right, let's go ahead and bring it back in. Alpraca Ninja, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It says, "Hey Chris, it's Joe from BNR. I'm gonna guess Bump and Run. Awesome event, except I'm not Chris, or yeah, I'm definitely not Chris. I am Pete or Repeat, whatever you want to call me. Just don't call me late for dinner. Ha, bada bing. But anyway, yeah, this is the Network Alliance for Veterans Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series from Charlotte. Humbly called the repeat 135 from the Beast of the Southeast, watching the 68 of Tom Harmon just tracking Jared Duda in the 5th and 6th position. Jared Duda has it. 68 wants to get on by, but has yet been able to do just that. All right, back up front, Evan Knopp, and as you can see there on that scoring pylon with a 1.5 second gap between Knopp and Robertson. Ed Robertson very, very fast, and he's trying to get on up there, just not quite able to do it yet. All right, so since we got this this lull here in this action, what do you say we go ahead and pull up Lieutenant Colonel retired from our United States Army, the one and only Cecil Ross for Network Alliance for Veterans.com. Cecil, let's repeat up in the booth, bud. You got a quick copy, sir?
Yep. All right.
All right, Colonel Ross. Well, first, big thank you to...
Am I still there?
Yep, you are still here, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, big thank you to you for sponsoring the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series tonight from Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Beast of the Southeast. I know you're actually up in New York State, kind of keeping an eye.
A lot of feedback.
A lot of feedback. I apologize. I know that you're actually up in New York State, keeping an eye with the one and only Mike Allen. Didn't realize it, but y'all actually went to school together. But you've got a lot going on with the Network Alliance for Veterans. Earlier in the race, I put out the contact information for you for Network Alliance for Veterans.com, as well as cfrossnav@yahoo.com. I understand last week after our Kansas race, or I'm sorry, our Rockingham race, you also were at a race of your own, Leon's Heroes. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Nope. Sure. I didn't actually run or put on the actual triathlon, but however, I sponsor Leon's Heroes, and the actual video for advertising the event that took place on June 2nd.
Okay, and Leon's Heroes, what's the main mission, sir?
So anyway, the mission is to support veterans, disabled veterans, and actually help put on a triathlon, basically, and which people come from all walks of life, not just disabled veterans, but again, these are athletes that actually sponsor for disabled vets, and what a fantastic event to participate in.
How did you come across Turn Down for What, and how did the whole sponsorship conversation come about?
I was approached by Mike Allen, and then introduced to Mike Campbell, and I said, okay, this is a great idea, because I did a sponsorship for TNG Racing, and I look forward to having Michael introduce me to different aspects of iRacing. And so anyway, I just don't sponsor the iRacing groups, but I've also sponsored a group called Bikes of the Likes of Us, and that's for kids, BMX bicycling. It's actually out of Olathe, Kansas, and they have a group that actually participate in BMX bicycling for kids in Missouri, Illinois, and hopefully they'll branch out as well. So glad to say that on their new team jersey, or the logo is actually on the new team jersey.
And when it comes to the Network Alliance for Veterans, what services? I know that you're in the greater Indiana area. You mentioned that you're trying to get into other states to see how you could be of service there after serving our country. What kind of services can veterans expect out of NAV?
So anyway, what I saw when I came out of service was lack of information. So basically, Network Alliance is basically an informational type channel through networkalliance.com and the actual YouTube channel, which actually features living stories from some of our veterans that are either still living, or unfortunately we had a World War II veteran that went down with his USS Pennsylvania in Pearl Harbor, and luckily enough I got a chance to get his story before he passed away while I was stationed in California.
It's actually got to be pretty amazing to go through and be able to talk to some of the people that were around and lived through one of the darkest days in U.S. military history, and well, U.S. history in general. Not even, it didn't only affect the U.S. Navy or U.S. military, but it definitely brought us into World War II. That had to be one hell of a conversation. I would have loved to have heard that myself. Prior to moving to North Carolina, I lived up near Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, and I used to go to the VA up there and sit and listen to some of the stories that some of them had to tell. And after we just celebrated 80 years, I don't know if I should actually say celebrated, but commemorated 80 years since Normandy. But some of the stories that the greatest generation had were absolutely inspiring. And I'm sure you've heard a lot of those yourself.
Yes, indeed. Well, you can listen to those stories that I have on the YouTube channel, either under my name or go to Network Alliance for Veterans.
We may actually, I put the CF Ross Nav at yahoo.com, as well as the Network Alliance for Veterans.com. Actually, I need to correct that because it's getting a little bit broken. But I'll make sure that everybody out there is aware of you and what you offer to all of our veterans in and around Indiana, because it's having someone point you in the right direction when you need it most. Like you mentioned earlier, before the broadcast started, those that may be without a home, maybe riding underneath a bridge somewhere where they really need that focus, they need that attention, they need that care. They're so used to that military life, that structure, and that everyday dependence on something that they know. And when you're thrown into something or thrown out of something that is all brand new to you, even though you grew up in it prior to going into the service completely changes your entire life and you get to depend on it. So we definitely appreciate you, Colonel Ross. Me, especially as a veteran of our United States Air Force, I appreciate you. I've gone through the TAP program myself. When I was getting out, I needed assistance getting my resume and going through skills to be a better interviewee, making sure that the skills that I had and the kind of person I am was what you know, the civilian workforce was looking for. So I definitely appreciate everything that you do, Colonel.
You know, thank you very much for your invite.
You are absolutely welcome. All right, sir, I'll go ahead and I'll get you back on down with your good old buddy, Mike Allen, in that number 29, and I definitely wish him luck. And again, thank you very much, sir. You'll definitely be welcome to come on up anytime. Would you like to partake in post-race interviews, sir? Oh, looks like we lost him. All right, so again, big thank you to Lieutenant Colonel retired of the United States Army. Big, all kinds of appreciation for those that continue to give long after their military service is over with. All right, so one more time, I put it out there, cfrossnav@yahoo.com, as well as networkallianceforveterans.com to learn more about what NAV can do for you as part of our armed forces. All right, so let's go ahead and, unfortunately, the replay for that incident could not be found. That's why you saw the blimp pop up. But Tyler Brynock was involved in that. Not quite sure what happened or whatever the case may have been. But let's go ahead and get ready to go back green flag in just a moment. All right, so let's get back on up with our leaders. Looks like the 63 of Evan Knopp and the 25 of Andrew Chapman. They are they're the ones to try to catch up, pass, and beat so far. Let's get on over to our starter cam. Green flag's already in the air. Let's go racing. And something just happened with the broadcast software. Why not? Green flag. All right, so it looks like Evan Knopp is going to come around and lead yet another lap, and caution is out. Sarah Rose, welcome back. She says, let's go. I say, let's go also. Unfortunately, since there's an issue with the broadcast software, I can't exactly see what's going on, but this will give me a good moment to try to figure out why the software isn't showing you the scoring pylon or anything else. So please bear with me just a moment. Evan Knopp, right now, fastest man, or one of the fastest men in Charlotte. Definitely something going on with the software. Not 100% sure what it is, but let's see if we can reach out to the 63 of Evan Knopp right quick and see what he's got going on, what he feels about Charlotte, and kind of roll on from there. Evan right now down in heel turn, so we're going to go ahead and bring him on up to the booth right quick, see what he's thinking about that number 63 Toyota Scott TRD machine. Evan, it's repeat up in the booth, but you got a copy from old P1.
What's up, P?
Evan, you definitely look like a force to be reckoned with yet again. I've had your back multiple races for what it seems like 10 seasons now. But man, what are you thinking about good old Charlotte Beast of the Southeast so far? Is treating you pretty well.
Yeah, I'm loving how it's going so far. I got a fresh new paint scheme to show off for the broadcast. I know there's a lot of fast guys that are hungry to get the lead as well, so I'm just trying to do whatever I can do. And the cautions, they've been tough, but they're kind of benefiting me at the moment. I'm able to keep the clean air and be happy right where I'm at. But yeah, honestly, wasn't feeling the best. Was feeling kind of under the weather. I wasn't expecting to be having a good race like this, but so far so good.
You're going to have Andrew Chapman restarting to your outside. He's one of the fastest in practice. How do you intend to keep him and the 68 of Tom Harmon, which is a multi-time winner this season, and as well as a few others behind you, to continue to lead without burning up your tires?
It's like a chess match. He kind of got to push, but at the same time, he can't push too much, otherwise he get eaten alive on the long run. I know Andrew, this is one of his, if not his best track, and Harmon, I don't know if he has any bad tracks at all. And you got Robertson, Shane. I mean, there's a ton of guys in here that could easily win this race, so I'm just going to try to do my best up here.
All right, Evan. Well, I'll get you back on down with the rest of your teammates in heel turn. Good luck. Keep the shiny side up of that beautiful Scott's lawn service machine. And, yeah, go get him, sir.
Hell yeah, man. Thank you.
You got it. All right, we got him back on down to heel turn again one more time. Evan Knopf, pilot of this number 63 Scott's Toyota TRD machine. Andrew Chapman, P2. Tom Harmon, Ed Robertson, and James Shanewolf round out the top 5. Lights atop the pace truck are still on, so they're going to go ahead and make one more lap. And while they make that lap, I'm going to try to continue to figure out what's going on with my my broadcast software, because I'm definitely not getting what I should have in order for this all to go the way that it's supposed to go. So again, I apologize. Let's see here. I definitely appreciate your patience, as always. There we go. What do you know? All right. Again, definitely appreciate you. And what do you know? Just as we get ready to go back racing, we're able to pull all that back up, and we're gonna get going. All right. So coming off of turn number 2 down the backstretch, again, Evan Knopf leading, Andrew Chapman, Ed Robertson, Tom Harmon, John Osborne. Your top 5: Jared Duda, Austin Collins, Chase McGuire, Nate Lehman, and Cole Snyder are your top 10. If I'm not mistaken, all 43 truckers that started this race are actually still in the race, all the way back to Matt Boone. Again, Mike Miller, John Hughes, and Jeff No, unfortunately not able to make the race, which kind of is surprising. Jeff No is usually a really fast guy, so I'm not quite sure what happened to him. Well, maybe I can get a hold of him later on and see what's going on. All right, back to the starter cam. Again, Barney's already got that green flag in the air, and we're going back racing. Let's go.
Green, green, green.
So looks like the 63 is going to be able to lead that yet again. Started from pole, still has not relinquished that whatsoever. Byron Jones out there in the land of YouTube says, "I'm done for the night." Sorry to hear that, Byron. Not unfortunately, not quite sure what happened, but not but very again, very sorry to hear that your number 19 is off the track. Unfortunately, I didn't get a replay after that last incident, so I got nothing. If you'd like to pop on up to the booth to talk us through your issue, I definitely, as always, you know that you're welcome to, sir. All right, Evan Knopp posting the fastest lap yet again, 29.76, 29.86 right behind him. So right now the 25 was a full 10th off of our leader, and that 63 just seems to get better and better as the night has rolled on. Chase McGuire right now, he's up 6 spots, sitting P number 4. Here is Chase. It looks like he's got Tom Harmon right around, as well as actually Tom Harmon in front of him, and the 53 of Jared Duda right behind. There you see the 81, John Osborne, continuing to make his presence known up there on the high side. Going to go ahead and duck low, try to get a great run into the corner, almost making contact with the 53, but able to keep it off him. This has got a bad hit. Cars get very loose under pushing with the new update. Just snapped me left. Man, I'm sorry to hear that, buddy. Again, guys and girls out there, if you need any kind of a paint scheme, whether it's for a truck, Xfinity, Cup, Pro Light, F1, Indy, whatever it might be, go to Jones PND, as they are 3 wide right in front of him right there, and I just missed it. There they are. They were 3 wide a moment ago. But yeah, go to Jones PND on Twitter. Jones P spelled out and A-N-D-D. So Jones PND on Twitter. Tell them I sent you. And I promise you, I've had a lot of schemes set together by Byron Jones. And he does not stop until you are 100% okay with the finished product. And I promise when you get it out on track, you're going to love the way it looks. All right, working lap 50 now of the humbly named Repeat 135 here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. The Beast of the Southeast has been a little tough on some, but for the most part been a lot of great racing. Byron Jones says it's okay. It is what it is. Well, get in here. We'll get it when we race next. Speaking of racing next, thanks for bringing me right to that, Byron. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and show you what that schedule looks like that's coming up, courtesy of Byron Jones putting this schedule together for Mike Pop Bear Campbell here in the Turned Out for What iRacing Truck Series. So after tonight, we are not going to be back until July 7th, after the July 4th holiday, going on vacation. Is what's going to be going on there. But when we come back, we're going to hit race number 6 at Dover for the NAV 200, the Network Alliance for Veterans 200, live from the Monster Mile. It's going to be one hell of a race, followed by Texas, Kentucky, Iowa, Dirt, Bristol, and then Pocono to round out the first half of our 22-race season, which, as you can see there, goes all the way through November 11th. So it's gonna be a long season. You're not gonna want to miss it. Make sure, same bat time, same bat channel. Go on over, smash that like button, hit the follow, hit the subscribe if you can. Whatever you got to do, just make sure that notifications are left on so you don't miss any great action. Boat Queen 22, if I didn't mention it before, I do want to make sure you know now. I definitely appreciate you smashing that follow button here on Twitch, or on the Twitch side, I should say. It's very, very much appreciated. All right, Austin Collins a little bit further back. He was just side-by-side, or still is side-by-side with the 57 of Kenny Lynn. Kenny up on the high side, as it looks like they've got the 84 of Giovanni Klein. He's going to try to make something happen. Maybe just trying to figure out which line is faster among the two. Is it going to be the high side, or what's it going to be? It looks like most people did go ahead and pit on lap 34. So everybody out there now with 20-lap-old tires, you got to wonder if they're starting to wear in a little bit. That's why we're starting to see a little bit of separation between the front and the back. But as for that front, how about it? Evan Knopp with Andrew Chapman right up his tailgate, following right in his tire tracks all the way through turns 1 and 2. and they're about to catch up with some lap traffic. As lap traffic, about to be lap traffic in the middle of turns 3 and 4, as they're just now entering the beginning of turns 3 and 4. So these guys absolutely getting on one hell of a tear. Yotes King, thank you very much for the sub. Again, that's the one and only Byron Jones. Appreciate you, buddy. They've been subscribed for 25 months. Byron, you are the man. All right, so behind our leaders, Jared Duda leading this string of about 5 or 6 trucks. Now the 79 is going to go ahead and try to take a look to the inside. That's going to be Chase McGuire. Sorry about that, a little bit of a hiccup, but yeah. Chase McGuire tried looking low, nothing there. He's got Tom Harmon right in tow as well in that Avril Lavigne 68, 81 of John Osborne. Ed Robertson, he was, second in line for a good bit of the beginning of this race. Right now, falling back to P7, down 2 spots from where he qualified. But everybody up to P26 was on pit road last on lap 34. Behind them, John Holliday, Mike Papa Bear Campbell, Rob Admiral, Anthony Lane, Dale Rapp, as well as a few others did go down on lap 40. All right, what do you say we get in another crank it up session, go through some more sights and sounds of the Beast of the Southeast. Go ahead and turn up your Bluetooth, turn up your sound bar, turn up your TV, do what you got to do. But yeah, let's get some sound in here. Let's go. ahead and bring it back in. Again, the sights and sounds of Charlotte Motor Speedway was actually just there a couple weeks ago. Unfortunately, got rained out if you were watching until about midnight. But yeah, Seabell ended up with the win for the rain shortened race. I was actually at the track with a lot of older friends, some of which I never met from back in the console days. So got to meet Jacob 99 and his girlfriend Skyline, or so many great others, Nick, and it was just a great time. So if any of you guys are out there watching now or watch later, definitely appreciate everything that weekend. Definitely looking forward to do it again sometime. But for now, let's get back to this race and catch up with everything going on. Working lap 68. So how about we check in with driver 68, talking about Tom Harmon sitting P3 with the 53 of Jared Duda all over his back end as they come off of turn number 2 down the backstretch, mostly single file all the way around this huge track. I apologize, get a little bit of a case of the hiccups. Not quite sure where they're coming from, but that's okay. Austin Collins, he's been able to make some noise as well. Right now up 9 spots. But if we look for the biggest mover of the race, we got to come back here with the one and only Bad Brad in his U.S. Army tribute to his father. Right now, Brad, after starting 38th, up 20 spots to P18. One hell of a driver, very, very fast. Taking a look at his truck, Ray's Energy on board, his dad on the hood. And yeah, he runs this. He runs his truck. I believe it's pretty much every race here in the Turned Out for What iRacing Truck Series. And how about right ahead of him? God bless the troops. Yeah, forget the politicians. There we go. We'll keep it clean here. Why not? All right. But big props to Brad Rivers. And that number 15 Ford F-150 right now, again, sitting P18, up 20 spots. Behind him, the next biggest move is going to be Davey Weaver back here in his Quality Care number 28. Davey right now, he is, like I said, he's up 18 spots, sitting 28th. So he's on the move. Also, Brad Slagle, he's a little bit further back here in, as he just dropped a spot. But he's up 16 spots in 27th in this 052. He's got the 30 of Jordan Anderson right ahead of him, but a whole lot of clean track in front of those guys. Looks like we got a battle here finally for the lead. Looks like the 68 has caught the 63, and they're both about to catch the 25. I'm sorry, scratch that. Just a little bit of lag in the broadcast software. This is not a battle for the lead right here. 60 to 25 is actually the leader. So Andrew Chapman able to get on up there and take the lead. Let's see if we can find out exactly how that pass happened. It shouldn't. I don't believe it was going to be too long ago. But let's see if we can find how Andrew Chapman got around to take the point. For some reason, it's not going to give me, but something better going on. Looks like we've got a round of green flag pit stops firing off, the 25 and the 63. First and second, they're going to go ahead and go down pit road, surrendering the lead And it looks like even more going to come on down pit road for 4 brand new Feel Goods. Go ahead and top off on that virtual Sunoco E15 fuel. But Tom Harmon, he's also going to go ahead and try to whoa and slow it up down to pit road speed. And it looks like he brought the 53 of Duda with him. The 79, you see him coming onto pit road as well. So more and more coming on down. Let's actually kind of keep up with this 68, see how his pit stop goes in this Avril Lavigne number 68 Camaro. Fuel and tires, definitely the order of the night. 53 sliding right in behind him, right side up for that 68. Going to come around, put the left sides on. And then watch him as he comes off pit road. No traffic there. And it looks like not much going up on track either. So he's going to have a pretty clean entry back up onto the racing surface, keeping it below that blend line all the way around turns 1 and 2. He hit that blue cone, back up on track, getting through the gears just as the 25 is going to catch up to him and try to get his lap back. Good battle here. In the meantime, Nate Lehman, he's also going to go ahead and bring his machine down pit road. That's going to hand the lead over to Anthony Lane in this number 83 Chevy Silverado. So Anthony Lane, once he passes Nate Lehman on pit road, he's going to go ahead and grab a point for leading a lap. Not quite sure if he actually led that one or not, depending on where Nate Lehman's pit stall was, would determine whether he was able to actually lead that lap or no. Nate Lehman still on pit road. Andrew Chapman also out here in that 25. Looks like he was able to get around Tom Harmon. So these guys right now nose to tail. When everything cycles through, it's going to be interesting to see who comes out on top. Anthony Lane in that 83. He's going to go ahead and bring it on down pit road for 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods in his fuel, which will cycle these two back to the lead. And who's gonna sort it out as we come across lap 79, this time by well better than halfway through tonight's repeat 135 live from Charlotte Motor Speedway. And again, if you just joined, I am Repeat, and this is the Turn It Out for What iRacing Truck Series live from the Beast of the Southeast. Great battle here for the top spot. And yet, ladies and gents, we did cycle through the entire field for 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods and fuel. This is Evan Knopf's view of this this battle for the lead. Still see that 68. Looks like the 53 might have had to go back down. Maybe got caught speeding on pit road. Not 100% sure. But they're getting closer and closer to the 29 of Mike Allen in his Universe machine. As the top 2, almost now top 3, are going to go just about single file coming off of turns 1 and 2 down the backstretch. And here comes that 53 of Jared Duda. The other 53 I just spoke of was, I believe, the 053. I'm going to double check, or it might have been the 52, not 100% sure. But either way, he had to go back on down pit road. I believe Andrew Chapman now catching up with the 30. 30 is going to be Jordan. Nope, it's not going to be Jordan Anderson. Let's see who exactly that is. It's going to be the 01. I believe that's going to be James Shainwolf, if I'm not mistaken. So James Shainwolf right now is P34, and yep, looking behind him as he gets on by the 87. Looking behind Shane Wolf, you can definitely see a whole lot going on there. right, let's go ahead and get back up with our driver information. And what do you say we go through the field? All right, Andrew Chapman again, sitting P1, got the 87 right ahead. Andrew Chapman up 7 spots, continuing to lead laps. Tom Harmon sitting right behind him, P2, right where he started in that Avril Lavigne number 68. Evan Knopp back here in P number 3. Actually, let's do this. Oh, got a little bit of contact. Evan Knopp though able to save it and keeping that Scott's machine from laying some seed in the infield. Bada boom. Austin Collins right behind him in that number 74. He's up 9 spots for P number 5. Kenny Lind in this 57 Blind Racing machine, that Toyota machine, up 13 spots, sitting P6. P7 is going to be this Radio Shack number 81 for John Osborne. Jim Duda in that 053 right now sitting 8th, and Ed Robertson right behind in that Toyota TRD number 64. Giovanni Klein, Old Cheese, Pizza and Wings podcast, looks like Silverado sitting P10, so that's going to round out the top 10. 11 is going to be Brian Pizzichemi in that TWRS number 78 Silverado. Josh Arnold, Old J-Pod in his Pennzoil Double Deuce, sitting 12th, up 12 in that Ford F-150. Good to see Josh Arnold out there having some success. Nate Lehman in his Amsoil number 14, right now sitting 13th, down 4 spots. But this guy's ultra competitive. I'm sure he'll try to work his way forward as the night rolls on. Working lap 88 of 135, time to get on that loud pedal. Cole Snyder in that 24, down 3 in his number 24 Silverado. DI9 Designs on board, as well as Pizza and Wings podcast. Charlie Mosley Jr. It seems like we're talking about a whole lot of Pizza and Wings. And then you got this number 89 Valvoline Silverado. Right now he's up 14 spots to round out the top 15. 16th, talking about Kyle Taub in his Kyle Taub Designs, or KT Designs, number 16. Got that U.S. Air Force logo on the rear, and looking for him to make some noise. Chase McGuire in that 79 Silverado, down 7, sitting 17th. Again, with Pizza and Wings podcast adorning his truck as we work lap 90. Brad Rivers, again, talked about him in that number 15 U.S. Army tribute truck to his dad. He's up 20 spots after starting 38th, and he's continued to work his way through the field. Dylan Chappell Sr. in this number 99. Subscribe, like, and share to his YouTube for Pizza and Wings podcast. Looking pretty nice in that bright yellow with the purple. It all absolutely pops. But down 3 spots, sitting 19th. P20, talking about the 55 of Brandon Gruber. Brandon down 3 in P20. Brandon says Rusty Wrench Paint Shop on the back. That's the name of their team. Davey Weaver in this Ford Credit number 28. He's up 19 spots, sitting 21st. With his dad, Chris Weaver, from myfox8.com. He's actually a photojournalist, a sports photojournalist for MyFox8 out of Charlotte, I believe. All the news that was going on out of North Wilkesboro, he was there to cover every bit of it, and he did a great job. Jordan Anderson's going to be behind him in 23rd in his IROC Vodka Silverado. Right now, Jordan Anderson down 8, again, P23. Up 19 spots to P24, talking about Brad Slagle in his 052 The Punter. Yep, there you go. But yeah, making some noise, trying to work his way to the front. Same with Michael LeBlanc right behind him in his racechoice.com Ford F-150. He's up quite a few spots as he continues to work his way on through. All right, John Doc. I'm sorry, actually, I skipped Mike Papa Bear Campbell here. Mike Papa Bear Campbell with his Network Alliance for Veterans number 71's got my logo on his side as well. Mike Papa Bear Campbell, the lead admin and owner of the Turned Out for What iRacing Truck Series. And I tell you what, you could not pick much better of a community to get involved with. Mike, he's a great leader, great racer, and he's a pretty damn good friend as well. John Doc Holliday is going to be right behind him in this number 46 Right now, John down 6 spots, running 28th, with Jake Millsap right behind him in this number 10. Jake's up 4 spots, sitting 29th. And to round out the top 30, talk about Tyler Brynock in his Pizza and Wings podcast number 62. He's up 11 spots to sit 30th. Behind him, you're going to have Robert Amaral in this 77 with James Shanewolf in his 01 Elite. I'm going to guess it's Elite Performance Industries. I could be wrong. Elite Motorsports. There you go. Chris Murphy right behind him in his number 7 DAV machine. Looks pretty good. Network Alliance for Veterans. The full, again, sponsor for the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series. Working on P34, talking about Doug King and Anthony Lane kind of duking it out there just a little bit. There is at 83. Doug King, we just mentioned him. He's right where he qualified. Started 35th, and that's right where he runs in that Liquid Death machine. Claire Murphy in 36th right now in his G Fuel number 2. Right behind him is going to be Justin Burden, which I believe, there he is, in that Philadelphia Eagles number 51. No, I'm just kidding. That Eagles number 51 Toyota TRD machine for Justin Burden. Mike Allen in the 29, again for UniFirst, sitting 38th, down 6 spots from where he started. Mike Carter in the 98 looks like he is off track, and he's going to join Dale Rapp, Elric George, Byron Jones, Matt Boone, Mike Miller, and others. All right, so that was entirely through the field, and it looks like Tom Harmon has been able to go ahead and work his way back on up to the lead, and he's done so with a pretty decent lead of about 1.2 seconds over Andrew Chapman. So Tom Harmon getting right back to what he does best, and that is control a race. He's very good with taking care of his tires, also very good at saving a little bit of fuel when he needs to. I never put a win past this driver, whether it's in the AARP League or whether it's in the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series on Monday nights, which they'll be live tomorrow right here on this channel from Nashville. Can't wait to get out there and shake it up with those guys. 63 right now, though, all over the back end of the 68. I'm sorry, the 83, all over the back end of the 68. And that's not a battle. I mean, that's not a battle for the lead whatsoever. I'm sure Tom Harmon would like to see him back off just a little bit, just in case Uncle Netcode decided to go ahead and take a flight from wherever he's from to Charlotte Motor Speedway. All right. Back to Andrew Chapman. Again, Andrew Chapman in that 25. Really been digging all night long. Right now sitting P2. Austin Collins in this 74. He's also made up quite a few spots. He's up 11 overall to sit P3. So right now on the bottom step of the podium, Jared Duda and Evan Knopp right behind. All right, let's take a look at some times between our leader and everybody else, or at least the top 3. There you see Tom Harmon, Andrew Chapman, and Austin Collins. This is the top 3 and how they rank as far as speed goes. And as you can see, for the most part, Harmon's been pretty quick over Chapman. Austin Collins has been pretty much able to hold serve. Hasn't really been able to make up much ground on the leader, but he's made up quite a bit of ground in the race overall. In case y'all missed it earlier, again, one more time, big thank you to Lieutenant Colonel Ross, now retired from the United States Army, and everything that he does, not only here with the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series, but what he does for veterans across Indiana and that greater area. If you want to know more, make sure you go on over to Network Alliance for Veterans.com. Learn all about it. He's in the process of updating that site. Well, you can also reach him directly at cfrossnav@yahoo.com with any kind of questions that you may have, or you know what, maybe even if it's not you, if you know a veteran that can use the help, maybe needs some additional information regarding resources, as it looks like the 25 is going to go ahead and bring it on down pit road. So we've got our second round of green flag pit stops on lap 105 to go the distance to 135. So 30 more laps in this race, and it looks like they're coming on down for their last stop to grab that last set of 4 brand new Eagle Fuel Goods. Go ahead and top it off with that fuel, or maybe just take the amount of fuel that they need to go the rest of the distance. That puts the 74 of Austin Collins up to P number 2. Jared Duda P3, John Osborne, Brian Pizzicami, and the field continues to scroll, as you can see more and more coming on to pit road. I brought up the pit information so you can see exactly who's going down pit road. You can see by their position as well as their initials and how long it's taken them to get on pit road, get their service, and get off of pit road. So as an example, Pizzicami, you can see he's second there. You see the pit flashing. It'll flash all the way up until the time they make it to their pit stall, and you see that clock continue to run. That clock runs as long as they are on pit road, so in between the cones and all the way through. Right now, getting lefts, leaving pit road. And you'll see that clock stop as soon as he crosses that yellow line. There you go. 42.367 seconds on pit road. All right, let's go ahead and bring your scoring pylon back up. Just a little bit of information for you as these guys continue to get it done. All right, with all this going on, Kenny Lind right now in this 57. He just came across the start stripe to grab a point for leading a lap. So he's going to lead lap 108, working lap 109 right now. Down the back stretch, looks like he's got the 01 possibly to his outside. Oh, it's actually going to be the deuce. That's going to be a car, or truck, I should say, number 2. That's going to be Claire Murphy to his outside. Now you see the 25, the 68, and others coming on by. So they're going to go ahead and unlap themselves, and then when the 57 goes on down pit road, it'll be they'll continue to cycle through. Giovanni Klein, as It's a Boy Billy, talking about the one and only Zach Billy Meredith, saying, "Come on, Klein and Griff." Well, here's Klein. Klein right now kind of bouncing off that wall at the exit of turns 3 and 4. Didn't really look like there was any damage to that machine. But let's go ahead and take a look at his right front as well as his right rear. I don't think I saw him hit too hard, but we'll double check just to be sure. There's his right front, right rear. No issues whatsoever with this Pizza and Wings podcast number 84 after hitting the wall. Looks like he's going to go ahead and slow it up, bring it on down pit road. He's got a battle for that spot with the 10. Both able to sort it out amongst them. 10 right behind the 84 is more and more coming on down pit road, including the double deuce of the one and only Josh Arnold. So old J-Pie is going to go ahead and bring his Shell Pennzoil machine to pit road also. Now let's find the 14. Talking about Nate Lehman. Nate Lehman leading the way now in his Amsoil machine. So Nate's also going to go ahead and grab a point for leading a lap right behind the 71 of Mike Papa Bear Campbell. Go ahead and take a look at what that looks like from his front camera. A little bit of a distance going through turns 1 and 2. Gonna exit the corner. way up by the wall. Allow the 81 of John Osborne to go screaming on by with all that momentum. And he's got the 2 right behind him. Pretty much clean track, depending on which line you run. And I'm sure the 14, yep, 14 is going to come on down pit road right now. Grab a couple different gears, whoa, and slow it up. Get to his pit stall. Looks like the 2 is going to follow. So once all that happens, it looks like it's going to fall back to Tom Harmon. There we go, Tom Harmon and the 25 of Andrew Chapman. These guys have been in each other's tire tracks all evening long. But as we get closer and closer now, within 22 laps, coming to 22 laps of the, again, humbly named Repeat 135. Thank you very much, Pop Bear, for naming the race that. But again, it is the Repeat 135 presented by the Network Alliance for Veterans.com, part of Leon's Heroes and the Heroes Care program, all through Lieutenant Colonel retired Cecil Ross of our United States Army. Zach Meredith, I know that your dad is a veteran, so just in case, you never know, I'm going to go ahead and put Colonel Ross's information out there for you as well. You never know, your dad may need it at some point. Never say never, right? Times change day to day, so just in case your dad needs it, or if you want to look up some information for yourself, Network Alliance for Veterans.com, as well as CFRossNav at yahoo.com for direct contact to Lieutenant Colonel Ross. All right, battle for the top spot. Jared Duda works his way on up there in that 053, getting past Andrew Chapman for P3. Again, Andrew Chapman very, very fast in practice and just been able to continue carrying that torch. In fact, let's actually go ahead and show you what practice looked like so you have an idea of where people stood. Again, Andrew Chapman on top of the boards by, it was only hundredths, but hey, hundredths around this place, you continue to add them up, they definitely can add up in a hurry. So there you go. So it was Andrew Chapman, Cole Snyder, Evan Knopp, John Osborne, and Dylan Chappell Sr. to round out the top 5 again in practice. All right. 18 laps remaining here from Charlotte Motor Speedway, and aside from a couple of cautions in the very, very beginning, we've now been through 2 green flag full field pit stops that started on like lap 102 and continued through lap 111. Right now, the guy on the freshest tire is going to be this guy right here, Kenny Lynn, sitting P7 of 12 spots from where he started. So Kenny right now kind of riding that second group, trying to carry a whole lot of momentum off the corners and just trying to keep it off the wall. Gain some time on John Osborne here in this number 81 that sits P6. And then, of course, you got Brian Pizzakemi in P5. Jared Duda not really applying the same pressure that he was earlier to Tom Harmon. The 0-1 for James Shanewolf right behind, but that's not a battle for position. James Shanewolf down at least 1 lap as he gets underneath the 053 coming through the trial. Well, and behind him, yep, that is Austin Collins running P3 in that number 74. Austin Collins, again, one of those really good drivers, capable of saving fuel and tire, just like our leader, Tom Harmon. Jared Duda right now in that same boat. All right, chat, who do you got? Who's going to come across and grab those checkers tonight? Is it going to be Tom Harmon? Is it going to be Jared Duda? Is it going to be Andrew Chapman or Austin Collins, Brian Pizzakemi? Is it going to be somebody outside of the top 5? Will we see another caution in the final 14 laps? What's your call? Who's your driver? Who's grabbing these checkers here from Charlotte Motor Speedway? Brian Pizzicemi in that 78. This is not a battle for position. 41 trying to go ahead and grab his lap back. If he can catch on up to the lead, that's going to be Mike LeBlanc in that machine. But yeah, 41 up high, 78 down low, right on that white line. And really trying to keep up with things. There's a 25. It looks like the 87, I believe, Liquid Death machine. He's way down on the bottom, making sure to stay out of the driver's lines. That way he doesn't impede the flow or the, well, yeah, pretty much the flow of the lead lap trucks. Again, taking a look at that number 71 Network Alliance for Veterans Ford F-150 from Mike Papa Bear Campbell. He's got the Network Alliance for Veterans on the side, my logo as well as the Mountain Dew logo on the side. And if we take a look at the front, you can see what he's got going on there as well. The Network Alliance for Veterans logo. A little bit of a bent up hood for Mike Papa Bear Campbell, but still looking pretty good. As we take a look at the backside, he's got Team Nigu, which you can't see the full bed because of the 46 getting a little close, but you definitely see the Network Alliance for Veterans logo on the back there as well. So very, very nice ride for Mike Papa Bear Campbell. All right, 10 laps to go here from Charlotte Motor Speedway, and I think things up front might just be heating up. 68 kind of by himself by about a second and a half. P2 is going to be Austin Collins, not making up a whole lot of time, but still 1.3. Actually, it doesn't really look like he's making up much time at all. In fact, let's go ahead and take a look at that info. It really looks like Tom Harmon has been the fastest 3 out of the last 5 laps. Austin Collins was fastest on lap 122 and 126, but that's by mere hundredths or thousandths. So not a whole lot of time being gained there. Between Austin Collins, Jared Duda, and Andrew Chapman, it looks like Collins is the fastest of those 3 and continuing to pull away, sometimes by as much as a tenth or 2. From Andrew Chapman to Duda and Pizzicemi, it looks like Pizzicemi, Chapman, and Osborne. Osborne looks like he's been fast a couple laps, but Pizzicemi, for the most part, been able to extend his gap. Between Chapman, Osborne, and Lind, both Lind and Osborne faster than Andrew Chapman by like 3 or 4 tenths, almost a full half a second at times. So it really looks like Osborne and Lind really, hauling the mail. We got a caution with 7 laps to go. Let's see if we can find out what happened here. Hopefully this time we get a replay. All right, let's see what we got going on. And so far I have not got a replay. But it looks like Brandon Groover might have something to say about this in that number 55. So we're going to rewind this the old-fashioned way and see if we can find out what happened. Oh, did he blink out and lose where he was? Let's stop. Oh, there he is. I'm going to guess he blinked out and something happened there. So let's play this. Let's play this as much as we can. Yeah. He just completely blinked out, lost it. I'm going to guess he tagged the wall with all that, and when he came back, there was just nothing he could do. All right, let's go ahead and bring it back live. All right, so Tom Harmon behind the pace truck with 6 coming to 5 laps to go. We'll wait and see what happens, see if he comes down pit road. If he does, we'll leave him alone. If he doesn't, okay, so looks like he is going to come on down pit road. He's going to bring all the leaders with him. Tom Harmon, Austin Collins, Jared Duda, Pizzakemi, Chapman for the top 5. Osborne, Lind, Klein, Lehman, and Robertson to round out your top 10. As you see the entire field pull into their pit stop or pit box. Looks like the 68's actually going to go ahead and lose the lead coming off of pit road. Looks like Austin Collins in that 74 machine. He's going to be the first one off with a pit time of 14.5. Tom Harmon's a 15.12. Giovanni Klein taking just 2 tires with a 9.6 pit stop. Kenny Lind with an 11.3. And Brian Pizzakemi with a 14.9. So let's see if we can actually get a hold of Tom Harmon. See what he thinks and see if he feels to be able to get on back up there, take the lead, and battle out for this win. Tom Harmon down there in Weaver Motorsports. So let's go ahead and bring driver 68 of this Avril Lavigne Silverado on up. Tom, it's Repeat up in the booth, but you got a quick copy.
Yeah, I got you.
Tom, you've been bad fast. You've been able to get around some of the best and some of the fastest and some of those that were really, really strong in practice and more than likely going to walk away with leading most laps. The 74 beat you off pit road with a 14.5 to your 15.12 pit stop. Giovanni Klein with a 9.6 back there. I'm going to guess just 2 tires. Can you get back on up there and take what was yours before this yellow flew?
I don't know. We'll see. It's so even at the start of the round. It's going to be near impossible. But
what is the attitude of the trucks coming off of turns 1 and 2 with 4 brand new tires?
for the first lap, it's been starting loose and getting more and more loose as the lap goes on. I can only imagine it's going to be loose again.
I tell you what, I'm sure that Avril Lavigne would purely be smiling on you if you're able to come across with yet another win here in the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series. Right now, you're sitting P8 in points. It's very, very tight. Total points for the leader, 140. Talking about Nate Lehman, you're down there in P7 again with 118. So you got some ground to make up. But if anybody can do it, I'm sure you can. I'll get you back on down with Weaver Motorsports right along with Austin Collins, Brian Pizzakemi, Chris Weaver, and Jordan Anderson. Keep the shiny side up, sir. Go get it.
Thanks, sir.
You got it. All right, so one more time. Pilot of the number 68 Avril Lavigne Chevy Silverado. That is Austin Collins going for yet another. All right, so got him back on down with his teammates. I'm sure he's absolutely rearing to go. And, man, Avril on the hood, I tell you. All right, so we're going to have our green-white checker. Billy Boy says, I'm taking 2 tires if I'm like 5th on back. I got to agree. And actually, it looks like, obviously I mentioned Giovanni Klein took 2 with a 9.6 pit stop. It also looks like Chase McGuire took 2 with a 9.82 pit stop. But most everybody else, except for maybe Zach Gruber with a 6-second pit stop, most everybody's in the 14s, 15s, and 16s, depending on how well they got into their box. But yeah, Yotes, it's, yeah. All right, so Austin Collins and the 68, they're going to be the ones to lead us back around. We're going to get back up high. Lights atop the pace truck are out. We're going to get back on over to our starter cam as Barney's going to go ahead and put away that yellow flag, bring the green back out, and we're going to get back going. It's a Billy Boy says, attaboy, Cheese, Klein, full send. Well, we're going to go full send for 3 more laps. Again, green, white checker. Green flag is out, 78-68. Coming into that nav restart zone. Let's go racing. let's get back on up there. Big battle here. 68-74, nose to tail right now, wanting to pull away. If they can do that, kind of just stay tucked in, but 68 rounding outside. Big momentum for Austin Collins on the bottom, but 68 really able to pull off the corner. 74 kind of pinched down. 68 up high. White flag lap. This time it is the checkers for the 68 of Tom Harmon. Austin Collins going to be P2, Jared Duda P3, Giovanni Klein P4, and Kenny Lynn gets it done in P number 5 up against the wall. So Tom Harmon making Avril Lavigne proud in that number 68 Silverado. Says he didn't know because they were so equal. I'm going to guess that high side with that little bit of extra banking really kept that Silverado glued to the track. But let's go ahead and clear the boards. Tom Harmon, it is all yours, sir. Burn them down. Let's go. '74 is going to come on up. Give him a big old congratulations. Let's go. All right, Tom Harmon's going to basically let it back up across the start stripe, light him up one more time, and shut her down. All right, ladies and gents, we will be right back with our top 3 live from the Nav booth. Keep it right here. Gonna chat to Jared Duda, started 3rd, finished 3rd. Austin Collins bringing it home P2 after making up 12 spots. Tom Harmon, though, started outside pole, finishes P number 1. We'll be right back.
Is that Thomas? Well, oh, I found my friends. Taking pictures real quick. It's this way.
There's some right on the other side of this tent.
Where there's literal. What you want, the men's or the women's?
This is porta potties over here.
All right, guys, we are back with our top three. Going to kick it off with the one and only Jared Duda. Jared, you started third, finishing third. That 53 machine, pretty stout, keeping up with the likes of the 68. The 74 made up a whole bunch of positions. The 25 was up there. I mean, so many different people were able to lead a lap this evening, including yourself, I believe. Talk us through your race and this finish, please, here at Charlotte.
Yeah, I started third, finished third, but the path to that was not that smooth. It took me about the first half of the race to kind of figure out the racing line. I could qualify decent, but I just could not keep up with these guys in the first half. Second half, I started finding something. I was able to keep up with Andrew and Thomas, but towards the end, Thomas was just lights out, perfect every lap. Austin kept going to the rear, all the way to the front, all the way to the rear, all the way to the front, and somehow he had that long run speed. But yeah, no, I'm happy with the third place. I didn't expect it the way I was feeling in practice, so I'm happy with it.
Yeah, one hell of a race, and to go through two full green flag pit stops where everybody had to do their dance perfectly, you know, getting down the pit road while being as aggressive as possible all the way to that commitment line, getting to your pit box, getting the best possible stop there, allowing the sign to come on down on your hood, and then exiting pit road without speeding, keeping it under the blend line all the way through turns 1 and 2 while carrying max speed. That's a hell of a feat, and for the entire field to do that, and you again started third, finishing third, able to hold serve. That's gotta be feel like a pretty big accomplishment coming home P3.
Yeah, no, the green flag stops, they're fun. It definitely adds a little bit more skin in the game when you have to go through and be smooth to pit road. I know a few times I was a little hot coming in, had to hit the brakes harder than I wanted to, got a little sideways. But thankfully, as a group, we were able to keep it green through 2 stops. I know previously we struggled with that, so it's really nice to see. And then 1 late race caution, a few 2-tire heroes out there. It worked out for them, but it couldn't always cause issues, so that's always scary starting behind 2 guys on only 2 tires.
We're going to be off for a few weeks, and then we're going to come back to the Monster Mile, talking about Dover on July 7th. A track of contention for you, where you might have to burn a few extra practice laps, or how you feel about going to Dover?
Yeah, I mean, they new aero package on the truck definitely changed it. It handles way different. So I'm curious to see how Dover feels. And it's going to be a tight, fast track. Hopefully we can keep it clean there too.
All right, Jared, and of course, last but not least, any quick friends, family, sponsors you need to get out there?
Yeah, just shout out to Papa Bear for putting this on. It's fun to race Sunday night with these guys. A lot of fast guys out here, so just have a blast. And shout out to the crew chief for making those pit stop calls and getting us to where we finished at P3.
Very cool. Again, congratulations on P3, bottom step of the podium. We'll see you in a few weeks, sir.
Thank you.
You got it. All right, Austin, man, I tell you what, up 12 spots to P number 2. I was watching that 74. I'm used to the 78, but you threw me off. A bunch of people did, actually, between here and tomorrow night's race. But, man, one hell of a race, Austin. I put you in the same boat as Tom Harmon when it comes to being able to save fuel, being able to save tire, and really being fast on the long run. How do you get to a place like Charlotte and work on this craft all night long to make sure you're there at the end?
It comes down to patience, really. You got people blowing by you, left and right at the beginning of runs, and you want to go up there and race with them. But if you just you wait on it and just run your race and just stay the pace you want to set, you can stay at where you want to be, and at the end of it, it'll work out for you. I know started off kind of weird for me because I didn't really know what the new aero package, how it was going to work. It was my first race in the truck with the new updates to it and all. But yeah, just running your own race and making sure you run the line you want, don't turn the wheel too much and all that, and keep it pointed straight is the big thing, and it all comes together at the end usually.
Well, it definitely came together for you at the end. I was watching you a little bit further back, and you were picking them off here and there, and then as the run got longer and longer, that really seemed where you closed up. Coming off pit road, beating Tom Harmon to lead us to this green-white checker. Were you thinking you got the bottom line, you got it in the bag, or were you worried about the looseness for that first lap and a half? And were you maybe a little too easy on it, or did you give it all you had?
Yeah, I was just way too easy. Like I said, last thing I want to do is wreck me and Thomas for the win. So like I had to lift her hard there out of 4. But even before that, didn't want to block too hard. Being that I'm completely out of the playoffs, or not playoffs, the championship pretty much. Having the great season I've had so far, I think I'm back in like 36th in points. Excuse me. So we ended up just trying to finish the race. 1 and 2 would be a great finish for us. But even then, hot lapping around here, I hadn't figured it out in practice, so that's why I qualified back in 13th or 14th or wherever it was. So hot lapping wasn't my specialty tonight, and so I think I was going to finish second anyways. So we'll take it.
Well, we're going to trade in the asphalt. We're going to go back concrete racing at the Monster Mile here on June 7th. Same bat time, same bat channel. How you feeling about Dover, and can you keep it out of Miles the Monster's hands?
Dover's usually a lot of fun. It feels like at the end of a lot of Dover races, especially whenever I'm with Thomas, it feels like he always is driving away like he was tonight. So hopefully it's somewhat similar, but hopefully I'm flipped around. But I doubt it. But we'll find out. New aero package and everything's going to make Dover really interesting, because usually you just try to get to the bottom and roll it as much as you can. So trying to find clean air and making passes there is going to be really interesting. Because Dover, like I said, they always say it's like a roller coaster. So
Yep.
One of the most fun tracks on the service, though, and I have a great time racing it. Hopefully we can keep it green like we did pretty good tonight, so we can get some stops in, because Dover's, pit road has always been treacherous. But like I said, it's always fun to get these green flag runs in, because it's usually where I tend to shine at. So we'll look forward to it, and like I said, it can't get here soon enough. So.
All right, buddy. Well, again, big congratulations on this P2. Like you said, you're down a little bit in the points, but tonight's definitely going to help you. Maybe it's the start of the rebound. This is only the 5th race in, what do we got here? A 20 race season, give or take. This isn't over until Veterans Day of this year, so we got a long time to go. I'm sure you keep piling up these runner-ups, the wins, the top 3s, top 5s. You'll be right back in the thick of it before it's all said and done. Austin, congratulations tonight, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, hopefully we can. Like I said, it's been real bad luck. I've had back-to-back or poles and back-to-back races I've ran, so hopefully we can get it going. This Team Watson truck here has been great for me. It's just unfortunate circumstances have caught me out and just not had the luck, but we'll keep her going, and hopefully at the end of the year we can salvage something out of it.
All right, bud. We'll see you at Dover.
Yes, sir. Take care, Pete.
You got it. All right, move on up to the man of the hour, talking about Tom Harmon in that beautiful Avril Lavigne number 68 Silverado. Tom, it seems like no matter, and I said this earlier, it doesn't matter what evening it is, whether it's Sunday night, Tuesday night, Monday night, wherever you are a very, very consistent driver, whether it's in these trucks, whether it's in the cup car, no matter what it is. You can always look forward to you when it comes to the long runs, saving tire, saving fuel, making sure that your fenders aren't beat in unless you happen to come across somebody else's mess. But another win here in the turn down for what iRacing Truck Series. You're a hard man to beat. Please walk us through your race and how hard it was to get through some of that lap traffic, but how satisfying it is to grab this W here at Charlotte.
Well, let's clarify keeping the fender straight, because I definitely smashed that wall 2 times, like right at the beginning of this race, and this new damage model definitely gave me some a lovely 12.5 from it, but it somehow seemed like it helped my truck out, made it a little bit more loose. But I just, it played out to my benefit and wasn't complaining about it at all. Didn't try to fix it throughout the race. I got a couple tips fixed here and there, but I knew the way some of those guys were driving out at the start of a run that they would fall off at the end of a run. I just didn't know how hard they would fall off. Fortunately, they, Evan and Chapman did. Fell off hard enough that I was able to get to them. And then during the green flag stops, I noticed I was better during the stops, whether it was on or off pit road. But it worked out and it allowed me to stay out a lap or two longer than them, and which made a big difference in the race and gave me fresher tires when I come out right next to them. But last thing I wanted to see was that caution, and fortunately I was able to come back and take it from Collis.
Yeah, I talked to you real quick before we went back green flag, and you said that for that first lap, you really got to kind of watch the tires because they can be a bit loose. What is so different between the new Aero model and the past one that makes you a bit more cautious on that first lap and a half?
Well, I don't know so much that the new Aero model has an effect on that. It was just the set started loose for a lap or two, and then it got really tight. But the new Aero package to me feels like the old Gen 6 car when they first introduced the Aero push and the side drafting. And so I'm just kind of using the experience that I had from that, applying it here, and it's working out well so far.
Man, this evening's race was definitely very, very strong. I mean, we started with 43 drivers, and I want to say there were only 4 or 5 drivers out. We had a caution real quick, turn 1, lap 1, before we even got started. And then from there on out, we had one other or 2 other cautions, one not too far after that, but then again, the one that led to the green-white checker. What was your mindset coming into 135 laps at Charlotte?
This is one of my better tracks, one of my favorite tracks. So I felt like I was going to run well here tonight. And when Collins beat me off pit road on that green-white checker, I'll tell my pit crew not to talk to me. They cost me. And they didn't even fill my truck up, which actually probably played to my benefit because I think it tightened it up a little bit. And,
okay.
But yeah, the truck felt really good on that last 2 laps. But yeah.
All right, buddy. So I mentioned Dover to both Jared and Austin. The Monster Mile. If I'm not mistaken, you're pretty good there in AARP. What are you looking forward to as far as Miles keeping his big old grubby hands off of Averill?
I really don't know what to expect with the new draft model, but I kind of hope that it'll play, like I said, like the old Gen 6, and just a matter of trying to find the clean air on the nose of the truck, and whoever can find the most is probably going to win. But I'm looking forward to it. One of my favorite tracks to race as well, and hopefully to pull off another W.
All right, Tom. Well, big congratulations. This is win number 2 for you on the season. Charlotte Motor Speedway belongs to Tom Harmon, and what a great race it was. We'll see you first week of June, Tom. Until then, have a great couple weeks off, sir.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
Thanks, buddy. All right, everybody. Big thank you to the one and only Lieutenant Colonel retired Cecil Ross from the Network Alliance for Veterans. I dropped all this information out there in chat earlier. Network Alliance for Veterans.com, as well as cfrossnav@yahoo.com. Go on over, reach out if you need anything at all. If you're a veteran in Indiana or any of the greater surrounding states, look them up. Even if you just have a question, maybe you're not in that part of the country, I'm sure he's not going to turn your way because you're not that close to him or whatever the case may be. If he can find the resources for you, you can bet he will do it. He served his country, worked from the enlisted ranks all the way through up the officer ranks, up to the rank of Lieutenant Colonel, just shy of that full bird status. But Colonel Ross, we appreciate you here in the Turn Down for What iRacing Truck Series, especially me as a veteran of the United States Air Force Security Forces. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you from everybody else elsewhere as well. All right, ladies and gents, we will see you tomorrow night right around 8:15 Eastern with the Shake and Bake iRacing Cup Series live from Nashville Superspeedway. It's going to be a great race. The track tends to allow a lot of great side-by-side racing, so you're not going to want to miss it. Hope to see you there again right around 8:15 Eastern. Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you then.